Hear us. Okay. So we've had a lot of tech issues. This is going to be the start of the YouTube VOD, and we're just going to recap the very little that happened because we've been playing for like 40 minutes and have played like 10 minutes of in-game. This is what went down. We recapped where we were in the sewers with with what's his face, the kid. Ryan, help me with the name. G-Tech, who has a missing leg, and his sister Cookie, who was unconscious and slightly singed. And Ryan, who's playing Fenric the Wild Wizard, grabbed Cookie and G-Tech, and together with Brock Rickard the Dwarf, pulled them out of the Lizardman area, dragged him up to the surface, trudged through the snow back to the Goofy Dog, where he met Dagon the Innkeeper, who was also probably like a 30th level fighter or something like that. Dagon kind of freaked out a little bit, got a cleric who was like already asleep in the back of the room, who came out and healed G-Tech's leg, and then Dagon started asking him how things went down. Fenric kind of blew it off a little bit. Dagon started asking about Fenric's magic sword, and Fenric's like, I gotta go to bed. He paid 2 gold for 4 days of innkeeping, or staying in food, and went off to sleep in the common room, which is a little bit dark, but he can see by the coals in the fireplace. Is that about it?
Nice recap. A little monologue there. The Hobgoblin monologue shall forever remain hidden in the Twitch archives, though.
Yep.
YouTube will never know.
Yep. Cool.
So, yeah, that's where we are. I'm dozing off to sleep in the common room, snuggled up against a zebra fur or something.
Okay. Anything else you guys want to do?
Rest. Us guys? The whole party?
Anything else the rest of the party wants to do?
No. So I'm planning on pretty much getting full bed rest for 3 nights to recover my HP.
Okay.
I will probably. I guess. Do you want to take it day by day? I may apply my engineering proficiency to design G-Tech a badass prosthetic leg while I'm, hanging around the bar with nothing.
Okay.
I'll memorize spells the next morning. I guess we want to start there. I don't know if you're planning on throwing BS at me while I try to rest, but you can roll on your little encounter tables or whatever it is you do over there on your side of the table.
Let's see. So you wake up the next morning, and G-Tech is awake.
First thing I do, I'm going to memorize spells.
Send me your spells or whatever. I trust you not to cheat me with them.
Oh, I guess we're not. I can. Yeah, whatever. I'll tell you what they are as soon as I figure that out in about 15 seconds. Why don't you describe what happens right after that?
So after you memorize your spells and get it out of the common room, I take it there's no one you want to interact with in there. You come out and G-Tech is sitting in the corner, head in his hands, weeping softly.
All right. Spells I memorized are Sleep, Change Self, Nahal's Reckless Dreamer. For the record.
Okay. Cookie is sitting beside him, softly rubbing his back. You can't tell what they're saying to one another, but it looks like her lips are moving. Dagon is behind the bar with a big-ass smile on his face, laughing jollily with a rather large barbarian.
How do I know that he's a barbarian?
Because he's got like a loincloth on and like a pelt over his shoulder, like a pelt bandolier, and like a crude axe on his back. It's not like a steel axe; it's like a wrought iron axe, and the axe head does not look very sharp. It's a very crude weaponry. He just looks like a barbarian.
All right. I guess I'll head in to the bar room and scrounge up some food. Do they have servers and stuff? I don't know how it works, but
there is a.
I'm paid ahead for food and lodging, so I assume that they got a system.
Yeah, there is a little.
Style?
No. A young 14-year-old brunette girl comes bopping over to you and brings you a plate of eggs and beans with a little bit of bacon.
That sounds like the perfect breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
That's like what
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Like something that I'd eat. And I'm not even in some horrible third world medieval fairy tale or whatever universe we're in right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll eat that. I'll keep an eye on what's going on over with G-Tech and Cookie, but I'm a little afraid of what Cookie will be like now that she's conscious. And now that I think about it, I'm not entirely sure when she woke up or how she got home or...
Yeah, you kind of just left her unconscious on the floor in the room. So Diagon and Rockbreaker took care of it.
Neutral. What can I say?
A few minutes pass, and eventually Cookie pats G-Tech on the back and comes over to where you are and sits opposite of you at the table. He goes, so, not sure whether to... Wait. I'm not sure whether to be angry at you or to thank you.
I'm just relishing in the fact that you're doing the Cookie voice in the little cafe in Vietnam.
Shut up. It's not embarrassing at all. So,
well, good morning, ma'am. How did you sleep last night?
So, if you're planning on getting out of this town, I think G-Tech and I are both willing to get the fuck out of here. You said you were heading over to Elmstead, right? Is that still your plan?
Already been.
I thought you was moving there permanently.
Elmstead?
No?
Frankly, as far as places go, what you got,
well,
Dad? And I knock on the table.
Well, what I got is half a brother now. And
3/4.
And it's getting hard to make a living out here. G-Tech was the one that made what little money we had. I mean, I could bring in a little bit on my own. I got a garden and all, but life is getting pretty hard out here.
Out here in the frontier. All right, my voice is too low. I can crank up. Let me... Delayed reaction audio adjustment. Zoom tends to auto adjust. So let me check my settings. In the meantime, you can take a little break from the goofy voice that I have a hard time taking seriously. All right. I cranked everything up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
Or am I just sultry and delicious?
No, that's great. I boosted.
Okay.
Perfect.
I'll leave it where it is, and chat can yell at us, and we can fix it again in another 5 minutes if it's still not where it needs to be.
In addition, I was wondering if a wonderful traveler like you would know what all this snow stuff is about. At least that's what Diagon here calls it.
I stand up, probably had enough to eat by this point, and look towards the door. Snow, you say?
You traveled through like 3 days of snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever heard it called that, though.
If so, you'd forgotten.
So I will step towards the door and take a peek.
The snow is about...
Cookie mid-conversation.
The snow is about 4 inches high at the edge of the door, but it's kind of been stomped down in the middle of the street.
I'll probably investigate it, because considering I don't think I've really encountered it, but that's not really worth role-playing out. And then I think I'll just hang around the bar all day.
Okay.
Let me check my...
Cookie, by the time you come back, she's already back with her brother. And
I have 2 sheets of papyrus, so I'll start... I'll be drafting up some designs for his... for his leg. I hope to figure it out in a couple of days. Can roll a proficiency check to determine how that goes.
We'll do it at the end of the couple of days.
End of the couple of days. Sounds good.
Yeah. So I don't think there's anything else that's pressing.
No, I'm. In case you didn't get the impression or didn't get
Yeah.
the message, I'm trying to hide until I have max HP.
Oh, yeah.
This world is far too dangerous for me to be adventuring.
Yeah, the next few days passed pretty uneventfully. That first day, like half an hour after you finished talking with Cookie, she helped him hobble back to their house, and you haven't seen them since. If there's anyone that you wish to talk to during this time, or get to know, or discuss with, we can do so. But other than that, it's just time passes.
I think it'd be more. I mean, I think I would be. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm basic. I mean, I can role play how my character is going to avoid conflict for 3 days, but.
Okay. But you actively avoid having discussions with people.
I probably don't even leave the bar.
Okay.
I may go and seek out. I'll track down some. Probably wood of some kind for his badass peg leg.
Okay. Give me Give me 3 copper for like a good hunk of wood.
And if 3 copper, yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
And if Daigon yells at me, I'll like whittle it outside or whatever it is I come up with to do.
No, he doesn't have a problem with you whittling it inside. In fact, you notice wood shavings from other people carving stuff in here.
Yeah.
Also, over the course of days, if you stay in the bar the whole time, you notice that a lot of people come into this bar from the town and ask for, like, oh, I need someone to do blah, blah, blah. I need an escort going over here. I need this, blah, 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 blah. Like, this seems to be a pretty hot spot for people to come and pick up adventurers.
Yeah. Daigon's the low-level quest giver in the zone.
I mean, he's the middleman,
Yeah, I'm just joking.
Yeah, he facilitates the transactions. And takes a small.
Does the green-robed woman stick around for the full 3 days?
She, by the end of the 3 days, she is still there. It looks like she has kind of the same thing in mind.
At some point, I would like to catch a glimpse of any like symbols that she might have on her person. Like, do I see any holy symbols? Would you like me to roll?
Yes.
Or anything?
No, you have 3 days. You can get a glimpse of them. I'm just trying to get to the right page that has all of my gods on it now. Because I have a full updated pantheon of all the gods.
Ooh, I haven't seen it yet. Maybe I'll wait to look at it because Fenric is not very educated. Okay. Classically. Smart guy, but he is from Swampside.
She has 2 holy symbols draping from her neck.
That was allowed.
Yes, one of them. I mean, they're both of the greater gods. One is of Martha, the goddess of life and creation, and the other is of Nadinus, the goddess of nature, the one who holds the staff on which the world stands.
What does Martha's holy symbol look like?
Martha's holy symbol, it's one of the 2 on her neck, and it is made out of wood, the design of which I have not finalized, and I don't want to.
Okay.
I don't want to create lore for it yet.
Fair enough. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. She sticks around for a few days. Do I see any other spellcasters come through?
Yes, there is someone who looks like a sorcerer of sorts, a man in long flowing red robes with a wooden staff that walks in. He looks to be youngish, maybe early 20s, bright-eyed and kind of happy, but, still a little bit quiet. He's always got like a little smile. He's like, yeah, I'm a wizard or I'm a sorcerer. He's pretty happy. A little bit frail, maybe.
Does he ever eye me? Or am I totally inconspicuous among this?
Give me a charisma check.
Oh my! I'm not that charismatic. 9, probably pretty unassuming. Although I do have red hair and eyes of 2 different color. That's probably a little off-putting. RD20 plus 9. 11. I roll a 2. So I look nothing like as the wild spellcaster that I am.
Yeah, but he does not notice. He does not look at you ever.
Yeah.
Or you don't notice him looking at you.
Punk. Have I heard tales of like the wizarding academies and the robes that they wear and
This is
the colors and what they symbolize? And blood.
We are in the age of heroes, right? Or age of might.
I can't. You settled on one, but you kept flip flopping, so I can't remember. I think it's
which one is it? Okay, there are no wizard academies set up, but you have heard of wizards who are trained and who then train other people, and they'll sometimes have like conventions.
I thought you had said that there would be the 3 robes.
Yeah, there are orders, and there
so.
is an order to everything, but there aren't like schools set up.
Okay.
There's a structure to it, but there's no like formal training or education. It's kind of like you find a wizard and then you're his apprentice.
Mean he's sworn some allegiance to
some
sort of code or some master.
Well, yeah, his code is magic is its own force in the world, and it should be learned, it should be tamed and used, but it is not inherently good or evil and should not be. You should not use magic to try to sway the world in one direction or the other, and you should not use it for self gain. Like you should study magic to study magic. The red robes are very academic. They're like scientists, like I want to learn magic because I can. Mm-hmm. Because it should be explored. It's not like I want to learn magic so I can, make myself better, or I want to learn magic so I can help these other people. It's like you should just study magic because it should be studied and understood. They're the scientists and engineers of the magical world.
Blah blah blah. So yeah. I probably have little interest. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I'm a little offended that he wasn't threatened by me, and I'm a little envious of his. He's probably got a big spell book hanging off his waist or something, or bulging out of his book bag or something like that.
He has a small knapsack at his side, mm-hmm. which, in the few hours that you see him, never leaves his side. Like he'll leave his staff at the table while he goes to like get food, but he'll also pick up his knapsack, which would be like sitting next to him, and then he like walks to the bar to talk to someone, and then he'll like walk back and set his knapsack back down. As a fellow wizard, you can eye that and like, yeah, he's not letting his spellbook out of his sight for even a moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Punk.
Okay, so then 4 days pass.
Unless I don't think I'm feeling very bold. I mean, I'm trying to remember how I took the damage. Oh wait, I think I may have only been 1 HP down. But either way, because it wouldn't make, because I didn't fall unconscious. There's no way I could have taken 3 damage. I think my notation's bad, but I'll take the hit and rest for 3 days anyways.
Well, 4 days, because that first day you were taking combat and you wouldn't heal. So, okay. 4 days pass.
Yeah. I think I got bit or scratched.
I think it was a javelin or a spear that got hit you in the back as you fled.
Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
All right. I think it was between encounters.
Okay.
Anyways, I don't know. 4 days later, I'm fully healed. And let's roll that engineering proficiency to see if I have a peg leg.
Give it to me.
My check is 13. So I think, do you want me to roll D20 plus 13?
Yes, sir.
That's like int minus something, maybe?
Yeah. I think it's like int minus 2.
Int minus 3 or something.
Maybe.
Yeah. It's got to be int minus 3.
Okay. Give it.
D20 plus 13. E20. That's probably not a pass.
It's a passable leg, but like under the first, when it takes a lot of stress, it'll have to make a check, basically. So if he like stumbles down some stairs, the leg might break, but it'll work. It'll work pretty well.
All right. I probably got distracted.
Yeah.
I don't know. Too busy crying about my little scratch. But I will, at the end of this rest, pack my things up and get ready to leave. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I'm debating, change self for grease. Pocket first level fireballs are always good to keep around.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But I think I'll keep. I'm not going to bother I probably would assume that it's wasteful to like, and it's not my personality to like re-memorize a spell, I guess.
What do you mean?
Like, because I assume once you memorized it and then you don't lose it when you sleep, right? And
No, you'd have to cast a spell to get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I probably would have cast Change Self if like but it didn't seem like anyone took notice of me over the 4 days.
No.
Enough to make conversation.
A couple people tried to talk to you, but you were awkward enough that they left pretty quickly.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to leave the Goofy Dog when my stay is up, and
Okay.
way towards G-Tech and Cookie's place.
All right. So the morning that your stay is up, as the brunette serves you food, Digon comes over and says, "So, Mr. Fenric, where is it exactly that you're headed now?"
Wherever the wind blows me. I am stalk on the breeze, and I give him a wink.
Let me just say, if I'd be interested in picking up whatever you have on you when you die. So if you'd let me know where you're headed, be nice.
Well, I frankly hadn't decided yet, but I'll be sure to send a postcard when I get there. And I start making towards the door unless he physically stops me or says something interesting.
He does not physically stop you.
All right.
Okay.
I haven't even decided if I'm leaving town yet, but I've still, I got my things packed just in case.
Okay. Can I get a
lantern over my shoulder?
Can I get a save and throw versus spell from you?
No way. I'm trying to remember what this could even be for. I'm just gonna roll a d20 and then. Oh God! Don't even need to look that up. Yeah, I fail.
Okay. Cool.
Do I feel the effects of failing this?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
No. Oh no.
Whoops.
Maybe it is actually cursed. All right. I check that the sword is still wrapped and in my bag.
Yeah, it's still wrapped in your bag.
I'm getting a little paranoid, so I check my belongings as I walk down the street and look like a crazy person spinning in circles.
Is everything here?
Big ass flailing lantern. I've got a lot of shit. I'm basically packed to the limits of my scrawny frame.
It's all still on you. Yeah. Eventually, you make your way back to G-Tech and Cookie's house.
I'm going to delete one sheet of papyrus that I assume I used in the design of the peg leg.
Right.
And
safely back at G-Tech and Cookie's house now.
So I take the peg leg and knock on their door. Does the house look the same?
It looks much the same. You knock on the door, and Cookie answers it in a silk robe with satin lining that is a little bit open at the front. She goes, "Hello, Fenric," and kind of like tightens up her clothes a little bit. "What are you doing here?"
Expecting someone more handsome.
Always.
I came to see the boy. Is he around? Well,
yes.
And I step past her into the house without being invited.
She and tries to block you, but you kind of bump her out of the way a little bit, and she doesn't stop. Shuts the door behind you. And
my quarterstaff outdoors and outside in the snow. Lantern. Okay. I think
she leads you to
before I even knocked, or like as I was knocking. At some point, yeah.
She leads you to the backyard, where you see G-Tech there sitting on a kind of a slightly raised planter box, kicking the ground with his one foot and pulling carrots out of the soil. He looks up as you exit into the backyard, and then quickly looks back down at the ground.
Well, if it isn't the most foolhardy adventure I have ever known. G-Tech.
Hey, Fenric.
give the peg leg a little toss.
It lands near him.
No, I like toss it and catch it myself. Like to jump.
Oh, okay.
Sure, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I toss it to him eventually. Yeah. Anyways,
What's this?
Just a little bit of loot.
Huh?
It's for you. Try it on.
Okay.
I
He struggles
take
with
next
it.
to him and
Yeah.
help him lace it up, or I don't know how I design it. It's probably like. Well, I don't know that I had. Somehow I would have figured a way to strap it to him. That's probably what
Yeah, that's what most of the engineering check was, figuring out how to strap it to his leg.
Yeah.
So you
buckle it how I figured out how to buckle it, or whatever. It was only 20. It probably looks like it would work, but it's
got like some
eventually.
The wood is kind of hollowed out in a little bit, and the stump goes down in there, and then there's some cords that come up and then wrap around tightly around the fleshy part of the thigh. That fits on him fairly easily.
It's only a prototype, but it'll be enough to get you practicing.
Practicing
when you're ready,
what?
I'll get you a real lizard stomper.
Lizard stomper. I think those days are behind me. I think I proved pretty easily that I ain't got what it takes to be an adventurer.
Nah, you just got to be smarter about it, kid.
Huh. So are you leaving?
Mayhaps. You staying?
I can't really walk anywhere. Well, I guess I can now, but crops are freezing over though. We're having to pull our carrots early. This snow stuff, as they call it, is, well, the plants don't like it. Neither do I.
Yeah. You know what? Now that you mention it, I think the winds are blowing south. Time for this old bird to migrate.
Where are you going?
I don't know yet. And I rise to my feet and start walking towards the door. I pause and look back to him.
He gets to standing on his one leg, kind of like bracing himself on the planter box, and then gingerly puts his weight on his other leg. Well, I hope did you ever find that spell book down in the sewers?
I shake my head.
It's a shame. If you're looking for magic, I hear that there's a wizard in Keygate and one in Elmstead that take on apprentices.
Do I look like an apprentice to you? Where's Keygate?
Guess not. Keygate is northwest.
Have I heard? I mean, I guess I don't know about snow. I assume snow is like, where would I hadn't even heard of it, right?
Nope, this is a brand new phenomenon.
Removed from where that happens that even the concept of flying south probably wouldn't register. But I read this is somewhere something that I stole from the Swampside Library.
I mean, up until when it first started snowing, you'd never heard of snow even before.
I made that reference, flying south for the winter or whatever.
Oh, I see what you mean. Gotcha. Yeah. Migration.
All right. I was trying to wait and let G-Tech say if he wanted to head south, because I'm trying to think if he's more of a liability for me than...
You're getting the impression that G-Tech does not want to go anywhere. He's pretty sullen.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that was all that took place in my head as I paused and turned back to look at him as he stands up for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't actually say anything, and I keep walking towards the door.
All right. Cookie, still her robes pulled tightly over her, walks you to the front door, opens it, and as you walk out, you see a slightly drunken man, even though it's pretty
Okay.
early in the morning, stumbling
Can I
towards.
roll initiative? I'm going to be casting change self in this round.
I mean, yeah, you can do it, no
This
problem.
minute.
You
Okay.
don't need to roll initiative. Yeah.
I would like to, okay. So the words are on my lips as soon as I realize there's someone on the other end. I think it's like casting time 1. So can I get like a brief description of him before I give you like I'm like morphing into whatever I'm morphing?
Sure. So you see him coming, and you immediately start casting change self. He is kind of stumbling down the road, having trouble like keeping his direction. There's like a big stain on the front of his shirt, like either he puked or drooled or just spilled beer on him. His pants are a little bit ratty, but his shirt, other than the stain on it, is kind of nice. At his side is a battle axe, just kind of like dangling, although he's not wearing any armor whatsoever. And he's kind of like fumbling with a pouch on the side of his waist.
All right. I'm just going to turn into a larger, handsomer version of myself with eyes the same color.
Okay.
So I'll probably. If I'm not even sure if people they would know. Like I'll be muttering words and just like grow. How tall am I? Like 5'8", 5'9". So grow like 3 or 4 inches, and my shoulders broaden. And
give me a D20 on your wild surge.
Oh, I totally
chance happening table.
Isn't that fun? Every time you cast a spell, there's a risk of dying.
A 5% chance that something crazy happens every time.
18. Nope. That's actually a few levels higher, so I think it lasts a little longer.
Yep.
Yeah. But probably won't be relevant in this case. Yeah. So I subtly just transform into a badass. But still like me,
Yeah. The guy's kind of stops.
Maybe do like a double take and be like, what happened? Or maybe she'll just be like, I didn't realize Benner was so tall.
The guy stumbling towards you, like rubs his eyes, like, huh? Then stumbles up and pulls the pouch from the side of his pocket as you're like just stepping out the door. And like,
my way past him and
Cookie, I'm here for you, honey bunny. And she lets him inside and shuts the door. You got to make ends meet somehow.
I take my quarterstaff from the snow out front and make my way out of town.
Which direction would you like to head?
South, towards Elmstead.
Okay.
I'm running low on gold, and I don't know, so I'm thinking I need to, do some adventuring somewhere. I'm hoping that there's less snow down there.
Okay.
We'll find out. Yeah, so I just start walking south from Marmon. Back out the road.
So you start walking south towards Jaden.
Yeah, it's actually a long road. So let me know how the first hour or so of the day goes.
Well, before you even get out of Marmon, something unusual catches your eye. Throughout all the towns here have little granaries spread throughout them, that will hold the food for the town when winter comes or when times get bad. There's always a stockpile of town food. It's where basically, farmers pay their taxes, not in coin, but in grain or in whatever they produce. And one of these granaries is pretty worn down, and you've passed it a few times as you walked around town, and it's like, the granary that no one's used in 60 or 80 years and slowly falling apart. But you see a guy he's just got like a long brown robe with the hood up over it, clearly trying to keep himself from being seen. He's got brown boots. That's all you can see. Like the robes it's robe with a hood, not a traveling cloak, but like full-fledged robe. And you see him fuddling with the door, and then eventually gives it a kick and kicks open the door and walks in and shuts it behind him. It's strange because a dilapidated granary like that, no one would really have cause to go into. And besides, the only people who can go into the granaries are the people who run the town.
Oh, so it's like a granary store.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a stockpile, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm paused and considering
It's very
I'm guessing
odd.
it's probably someone stealing grain because they're hungry, but it does seem interesting.
Well, I mean, of all the granaries in town, this one is not kept up. This is, I mean, there's some of them that are a little worn down, but this one is like falling apart, worn down. You would not expect it to hold grain. There's like holes in the roof.
How many minutes later is this?
This is like 5 minutes, like 15 minutes after you left Cookie's house, and you're not quite at the edge.
You're trying to ensure that change self is not active anymore.
I have no idea. How long? What's the duration of change self?
Just probably 15 rounds, 15 minutes at the most. That's why I was trying to figure
including
out
your plus, including your bonus.
Let me check the wilds. No, it's so 6 minutes plus it's probably 10 minutes. Let me double check the wild surge results.
Okay, so I mean, at this point, you are
It's
still
plus 2 rounds per level. Yeah.
Yeah, so at this point, this is like 15 minutes later, so you're still changed at this moment in time.
So I'm feeling magically emboldened by my, physical prowess.
Mm-hmm.
This temporary plastic surgery. I'll probably take a closer look at this grain store.
Okay.
At least, I'll probably circle around the building and see if I can find a window opposite where the guy went in.
No, there's no windows for the granaries. They try and keep them as dry as possible.
Did you say it was like up on a hill or something like that?
No.
Like just on the street?
It's on the street, yeah. I mean, they're just buildings. This one's a little near the edge of town.
Okay. All right. So I circle around it. You said there's no windows. Then I'll check the door. Is it locked or do you kick it open?
No, it is unlocked. Like the handle's unlocked, but it feels like the door is kind of stuck a little bit.
I'm going to take a minute and check out the door. Like see if I can figure out why it's stuck. If is the wood swelled and it's
it just looks like the wood is slightly swollen and it needs a little bit of
grease,
a little effort a little bit of grease to get it open.
I don't have grease, and I'm not going to try Nahal's reckless tweamer. All right. I'll just see if I can open it as reasonably quietly as I can. Like I'll give it a little tap with my boot.
Okay. You give it a few taps. Let me describe the building for you from the outside for a bit. It is 60 feet long, 15 feet wide. 60 feet long, 15 feet wide. It has like a steeped roof, and it's just kind of like wood down the sides, and actually a wooden roof, not a thatched roof. But there's like holes in the wooden roof from where it's been falling apart. Eventually, you manage to get the door open, and it's really dark inside with just like a few shafts of light coming in where there's holes in the roof. But you don't see anyone in the granary.
Okay.
It seems to be empty. Looking in on either side are kind of shelves where it would look like you would store bags of things or boxes of things. It's just kind of like posts with boards going across, although they're still pretty open. And there's like a bottom shelf, a shelf a few feet off the ground, another a few feet off the ground, another where you'd have to kind of be on your toes to put things. So 4 different sets of shelves, and they just run the entire length. They all appear to be kind of empty.
Okay.
But then again, you're at the front door and it's pretty dark.
That's the only door, right?
Only door.
All right. I'm going to shut the door behind me, bring my quarterstaff in with me. I'm just now figuring out what Pochi's message was. But that's, yeah. He messaged me something that I should have forgotten. Maybe I wouldn't have forgotten, because I think it happened at like the very end of the episode, which would have been the beginning of this session.
No, you paid him with earrings the very first time. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've still got a tab with him, basically, I guess.
Yeah.
So yes, Chad is correct. I overpaid my mercenary, so if I wanted to use him again, he would probably do it just as a favor if he remembers. I don't know. Anyways, not on my mind right now. And Neil froze. Come back.
Oh no.
I think we're there. I think we're good. All right, so I shut the door to the granary behind me and step in.
All right. It's pretty dark in here. There are a few shafts of light that provide something, but your eyes are adjusting. You said, what color are your eyes?
Right now they're both green, but when the change spell wears off, one of them will change to brown.
Okay.
So
They
they're
adjust
normally
fairly.
green, one brown. But when I cast the
Okay.
change, I made them both the same.
Yeah. Within a minute, your eyes adjust to the change here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you look about.
Yeah, I start inspecting the room. I do not light my lantern, and I'm trying to there's only the one door into this.
There's only the one door.
So I'm looking for a secret door and keeping one eye on the exit in case I get in case I get surprised by the guy emerging from wherever he went.
Okay, give me a perception check, my friend.
I can do that. 20 plus 12. 21.
Okay, you start looking for a secret door, and you don't see any. But when you get to the very, very back of the granary, you notice that there is a sack stored on the very bottom back corner.
A sack.
Mm-hmm.
What sets this sack apart from the other sacks?
There are no other sacks. The granary is empty aside from this.
Oh, okay. So I will approach the sack and look at
it's about yay big.
I pick it up and look at what's underneath.
It's pretty light. You open it up, and it's a series of small, rounded, greenish plant-like balls. It smells a little bit like sage and skunk mixed together.
I have an herbalism proficiency. Can I roll a check? And alchemy.
Yeah, give me an herbalism check.
This looks natural. It looks like
looks like some sort of plant material.
24.
It is a sack of cannabis flower.
We went there.
Yeah.
Not even making up some crazy name like I don't even know. Pipeweed.
I mean, the local name in Swampside is starleaf.
Starleaf.
Yeah.
Right.
But the scientific name is cannabis.
I will pocket that.
The whole sack?
How much is there?
It's
how much does it weigh?
It
probably weighs so much that I will have to. I'll be encumbered if I pick up more than a pound of the stuff.
No, it's about a pound.
Okay, I'll be encumbered for that. Call it Starleaf in quotes. Oops. Actually, yeah. I'll take a swig from my water skin and won't be encumbered.
So you can pick this up and won't be encumbered?
Yeah. When my water skin's full, I'll be encumbered.
Okay.
Or do I have to urinate before I lose the weight?
It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. And I'm gonna quickly get out of here before whoever's supposed to pick it up comes to pick it up.
All right. So you head out.
Don't know if I'll use that, but I'm a proficient herbalist. It might come in handy.
Okay. You make your way to the exit and open the door and slip on out. Back into the bright, sunshiny day.
Motherfucker in the world, and just scamper down the street.
Okay. Great.
Should we take a break? And
sure. This seems to be
where Fenric's gonna wander after this.
Yeah, I don't know how long we've been playing since I don't have any timers.
We've been trying to play for like an hour and a half, but it's only been live for about 44 minutes.
Well, this is a pretty good breaking point, so let's take a break here.
See you guys on the other
side. Are we out?